Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, November 1st to the 15th, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root is the mage, and then we have the sun. So that's really, really beautiful. The mage is the magician in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. Then we have the 10 of Waters, the 10 of Cups, another really good card. And we have the 8 of Water. We're walking away from something we once thought we would love. It's almost like we're putting something to rest here. We have the 9 of Wands. We can't listen to everyone and everything. That's going to be really important for us. We have the 9 of Swords. It's almost like we're trying to please everyone, and we're forgetting about pleasing ourselves, and we're also forgetting about what our heart needs in order to move forward. So it's a sense of, what will people think? What would people do? What should I do to make everybody happy? And what Spirit's saying here is like, but what will you do to make you happy? That's really important. And then we have the High Priestess. As above, so yeah. Well, no, as above, so below. Okay, so that's exactly it. It's linking itself with the mage right here, and that's a beautiful combination. The magician and the high priestess are this spiritual powerhouse, and that's going to be really what we are during this time. If we open ourselves up to this spiritual understanding, to this passion, to these insights, to these ideas, we are this spiritual powerhouse, and that becomes a game changer for us. And we also connect to this spiritual powerhouse. It moves us to our public arena self. We have the Empress. We are the carer and the nurturer. People are going to come to us with their problems. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, or I need your help, or something to that extent. And we're going to find that we have a lot of people coming to us during this time. There's also something that we're birthing forward into the world. Now, it can be a child. That would be the most literal explanation of it. But there's something that we've been nurturing within us that we're going to find like, oh, well, this is the time, right? This is the time to bring it forward. This is the time to step forward into me. This is the time to care for what's inside of me, care for what I've been dreaming of and desiring and where I want to be, and not simply even caring for everybody else. It's not that we're leaving everybody else to fend for themselves with the wolves. It's that we're realizing that there's power within us, and we need to take time for that power and for that understanding. It moves us then to the Queen of Swords, which is the very essence of us, right? well, the very essence of us would be the lovers, but the Queen of Swords really came through as the essence of us during this time. We are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We're represented by the lovers in the major arcana. There's a sense here of cutting through doubts and fears and negativity to be able to claim us, to be able to claim our space and what we desire and where it is that we need to be. There's also a sense of we're the warrior queen, and not many people think of a Gemini as a warrior queen or a warrior king or a warrior whomever. What we see here is the sense of, but I fight for what I want, and I also know when to leave behind what I don't want anymore, what I can't, be a part of, what isn't right for me. So when people say, oh, Geminis, they flitz, it's like, yeah, they flitz, because we know when to leave when we're done. And sometimes we're done just really fast. We're like, nope, it's not right for me. I'm not going to sit here and try to make it fit. I'm going to move on. And it could take a while for a Gemini to step into themselves in a really real way. And a lot of Geminis are late bloomers. A lot of air sign energies find themselves as late bloomers because there's so much information that they're taking on. There's so much, that they want to be a part of. And so to find where they stand and to find what they want and to find the exact right fit, which is what we're looking for, well, that takes time. That takes time. Let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We need to be mindful of ourselves. So the Prince of Swords is, again, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We can have a tendency to just go, I'm going to do it, and just charge forward without thinking things through. And we're going to be really drawn to that. This kind of sense of just do it, just start it. And sometimes that really does work in our favor because we don't have enough time to get in our own heads, which emotionally is what we're doing right now. Our emotions and our worry kind of come together to make this vicious kind of hamster wheel cycle. And here, what we need to be mindful of is that we're going to be like almost spiteful in the way that we want to move forward, in the way that we are charging after something. And so we have to step back and say, okay, is this coming from love, or is this coming from a more negative, lower energy vibration emotion? We also have to be mindful of people during this time who are pushing forward, who are going after things, but who are coming through in a very kind of spiteful, hurtful, intense way that we need to step back from. Because they're going to be like, if you're not with me now, if you're not doing this now, then just forget about it. And it's like, you can't give me a moment to think. Like, you can't respect that I have things that I need to do and things that require my own time. So that's going to be something that they'll guilt trip us. They'll know exactly what buttons to push to make us feel like we're not doing the right thing. And this is a time where we do kind of need to take our time. We need to embrace things emotionally first. And we need to use our light to move forward in what we love and not what people want us to love. Like, there's going to be this sense of people wanting to leech off this nurturing, beautiful energy that we have going for us, and the sense of connection and connecting, and they're going to want it for themselves. And Spirit's saying here they can get it for themselves, but they have to do the work too. Our chakra energy for this time, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So we have two. We have, my favorites. Okay, so we have the I Am Presence, which is the crown chakra, which is absolutely my favorite card. And this I Am Presence is saying, what am I? And am I present? I am love, I am peace, I am prosperity, I am abundance, or I am chaos. I am so overwhelmed and I am tired and I am frustrated. What are we? And what are we crowning ourselves with? What energy are we crowning ourselves with? And why I say the negative as well as the positive, because people say, oh no, Dane, just say the positive, right? And the positive is great. And whenever anybody says the positive things and embraces this positive energy, I'm like, yes, I'm right there with you. That's me. But then they say the negative, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired too. And just acknowledging that everything isn't perfect all the time, and it's not going to be. That's really important, even though we might really want it to be, and acknowledging the energy that we're crowning ourselves with, the energy that we're talking about every day. If we're having a trauma and a drama that's going on, how often are we rehashing that? How often are we kind of living that in our lives? The crown chakra says to us, embrace with our mind, which is what we are about. We're about the mind. Embrace with your mind what you need and what is moving you forward and what is powerful for you. It moves us to the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. It connects us with Mother Earth. It connects us with the Earth Goddess. It connects us with the earth that feeds us, that takes care of us. And we can sit there and say, I want to be, that Earth Goddess kind of person, that person who's very earthy and down to earth and caring and compassionate and loving. And I want to be all of that. But what we forget about Mother Nature is that Mother Nature is also tornadoes and hurricanes and blizzards and intensity. So we need to kind of lay off, ourselves for just a little bit to not have to be perfect and yet still be able to nourish, still be able to nurture, and still be able to connect. And so here we're connecting with the earth. We need to ground ourselves, going outside, going for walks, barefoot shoes, going barefooted. That's going to be really important for us. And it's going to be a real sense of I'm connecting with the earth, with what I desire, with what I need, with what I want, and with who I am. Because we're going to find at our root, we're standing before the altar of our existence. And a lot of us are kind of shaking, it's kind of like, well, what am I doing here? What if I follow this path that right now seems like a really good idea to me, or right now I'm being called to do? But what if I regret it later? What if it's brought up later on? What if I'm mocked for this? What if people don't understand? And we're not talking about doing anything bad here. We're not talking about anything, to bring shame. What we're talking about are things that our souls are calling us for, but actually open us up to vulnerability, open us up maybe a little bit more than we want to be opened to the rest of the world. And so what we're going to see here is as we stand before the altar of our existence, this is very public. The magician is always very public. And we embrace our elemental energy, the energy of the earth, the energy of the air, the energy of what roots us, the energy of what fuels our voice and our creativity, the energy of our fire, our passion, our determination, and the energy of our heart and our emotions. And we're looking at that with openness and honesty during this time. We're looking at us with openness and honesty during this time. And as we do this and as we understand this, we are moving to a next level within ourselves. It's like, am I able to claim who I am? Am I able to own all the quirkiness and the incongruities and, the complexity that is me? Or am I trying to be something that I'm not? Or am I trying to fit myself in a mold that I feel like other people will be more comfortable with? Because the sun is shining. And the sun says to us here, this is your happiness. This is your joy. This is your success. This is your power. Embrace it. And people are going to be able to see the sun shining within us, a lot more easily than we are. We're kind of going to find that people take us by eyes. And we're going to think, oh, why is that person so annoyed at me? Or why isn't that person's energy meeting my energy? And it's because they want what we have. They want to move forward in the energy, in the brilliance, in the passion, in the power that we are having here. And they're thinking, okay, I'm just going to take it from you. I'm just going to, move myself in the way that I need it, in the way that I want it, and move you out of the way, like being just literally pushed out of the way. That's what it's going to feel like emotionally. And it's saying here, stand in your power, let your light shine, because the 10 of Cups, the 10 of water here, the 10 of Cups is, and they all live happily ever after. And we all get to have that joy and that prosperity and that happiness and that sense of living as one. And here it's living as one within the forest. Everybody has their own role that they play, but everybody gets to live in their moment, live in their peace, and embrace what they love. And when we talk about love and when we talk about happiness, it's such a blanket statement. And we tend to think, oh, well, it should just be easy. What makes me happy should make you happy. And yet that's not the case. Happiness is very individualized. And as we start to embrace our happiness, as we start to embrace our joy, as we start to embrace our peace, we're finding out who we are more and more. And we're finding that way that we want to move forward. We're finding that passion that we desire. We're finding that insight that guides us. And it's like, oh, but this is where I've been meant to be. It's kind of like finding the gold at the end of the rainbow. But the rainbow here is our lives. And the gold at the bottom might not be worth anything to anybody else, but it's that sense of peace and prosperity and harmony that comes to us. And we're walking away from what no longer fits us. And that's going to be a little bit of a harsh thing during this time to say, you know what? No, that's not right for me. No, that's not how I'm moving forward. No, that's not where I want to be. And with the 8 of Cups, as we walk away from what we once thought we would love, we walk into ourselves more and more. We find ourselves more and more. And as we find ourselves, we understand, where it is that we want to be, what it is that we desire, how it is that we want to move forward. The 8 of Cups is also letting us know inwardly, it's like, it's okay to have an ending. It's okay to end this. And it can be something big that we've been mourning and trying to find happiness again after. It could be a divorce. It could be a, moving house. It could be something that was very traumatic for us, very intense for us. And now we're going to find that our happiness is coming back to us. Our happiness is coming back to us, and it's coming on our terms. It's coming within ourselves. And there's the sense here of letting us shine, letting us be who we need to be, letting us embrace who it is that we are. But there's an ending. There's almost a closing of a door, and it becomes a very sacred thing for us to close this door, to walk away. Now, the 9 of Wands is us battered and bruised. Now, we have to understand that we cannot live for everybody else. We're going to want to, especially during this time. There's a huge healing energy around us. Now we can channel that to heal ourselves, most definitely. But there's this huge sense of people being drawn to us because they need to be healed. What we're going to find is that we need to listen to our path, what we need, and what we desire within our hearts. The Nine of Wands comes up, and the Nine of Wands is everybody's opinions, everybody kind of coming at us, and everybody's allowed their opinions. Everybody has their experiences that make up their perceptions of the world and what they want from life. We get to have ours too. It's been a long, hard road, but we get to appreciate the fact that we're still standing, that we're still, embracing what we love in life, want in life, and who it is that we are. The Nine of Swords is actually worried. And again, there's this sense, oh, okay. So that makes a lot of sense because it's the Gemini energy of everybody has to love me. Everybody has to accept me, understand me. That's one of the things that we're born with. We're born with this need to be accepted and loved and understood. And yes, everybody has that, but we kind of amped it up a bit. And it's very important for us to have that energy, to have people accepting us, to have people, understanding us. We're not going to be like some people who can easily just let things roll off their back and it doesn't seem to bother them. It bothers us. So we're going to be really worried about everybody's opinion, about what everybody wants, what everybody needs. And yet there's this opening up of the third eye. There's this opening up of our sacred power, our sacred understanding. And there's a sense of I'm seeing more. If I open up my heart and I stop worrying about everybody else, I'm seeing more into me than I have ever seen before. I'm stepping more into me than I have ever stepped into myself before. Because it's like I'm done with the shame. I'm done with the hurt. I'm done with the pain. I'm done with the disappointment. I get to be myself. And I can't live for anybody else. We just can't. We're going to find that this is our life, which sounds so simple to say, this is our life. These are our dreams. These are our goals. And we have the sense of, I need to move forward for me here. But we're also going to have the sense of, but I have to be everything for everybody else. And as the veil is lifted, as we're seeing people for who they truly are, not who necessarily they want themselves to be, we're going to be a little bit disillusioned. We're going to be a little bit overwhelmed. We're going to think, oh, no, that's not right. I have to change something, or no, that person has to be the way that they describe themselves, not the way that I'm seeing them. Actions speak louder than words. And this is a time for us to embrace the power and the beauty and the brilliance that is moving forward in us, to embrace the next step. Where I just keep seeing here, it's the next step. It's the next step. And in the public arena, and I love that we go from the 2 in the major arcana to the 3 in the major arcana, we have the sense of, now I'm bringing forward, now I'm nurturing what I need to nurture, now I'm birthing what I need to birth into this world. I'm bringing forward what I have longed for, what I desire, what I want, what I need. And it is making me more me than I ever was. It is making me, more aligned with myself than I ever was. It's almost like I'm finding my voice again. I'm finding my purpose. I'm finding what I desire. And it's not taking care of the masses, even though that might be very fulfilling for us. It's not sacrificing ourselves for everybody else. What it is doing is connecting lovingly, compassionately, openly, and honestly with the world around us. It's being nurturing to the world, most definitely, but it's also being nurturing to our dreams, to our desires, to our hopes, to the way that we want to walk forward in the world, to what we want to walk after, and to be able to say, this is a powerful and beautiful part of who I am. To be able to say, this dream has lived inside of me for so long, and now it gets to come out. Now it gets to be expressed. Now it gets to be a part of my waking world. And it actually makes us a bit of a warrior, because that's one of our life lessons. One of our life lessons during this time is can I, and it's everybody's life lesson, can I truly be what I was put on this earth to be? Can I truly embrace me? Now, what we were put on this earth to be might change, from 16 to, 26 to 36 to 46, as we go on and on and on. It'll change. We will change. But it's can I embrace my voice? Can I embrace my ideas and my ideals? Can I walk after what I need, what I want, what I desire? How am I spreading my wings? We're also embracing that warrior queen energy. This is what I've been training for. This is what I've been building up to. And that doesn't mean that we have to have something like practicing the piano every single day for hours upon hours. What we have to embrace the energy of is, what is it that I've been tested with in my lifetime? What is it that I've been trying to understand, trying to get a handle of, trying to, embrace during my lifetime? And those are the things, there we go. Those are the things that we've been honing our skills on. Those are the things that we've been, becoming ourself with. And that's astoundingly powerful. We're embracing our nobility because remember, the swords are a noble weapon. In medieval times, a peasant, a normal person, could not wield a sword. A sword changed the outcome of people's lives. So here, with this power, we have a sense of stepping into our worth, understanding ourselves more and more, taking on this noble kind of atmosphere of being and desire, and this confidence of self and what we want. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Princess of Wands. It's letting our tempers get the best of us. That's why we have the Prince of Swords and the Princess of Wands. This is young energy. We're going to want to be reactionary instead of, contemplative. We're going to think, if not now, then it'll all be lost. And Spirit saying that's not the truth at all. The Queen, the Princess of Wands is going to be a bit manipulative, okay, astoundingly passionate, astoundingly driven, and is just going to be fiery. There's going to be a sense of, if you don't fall into alignment with them, they kind of attack. So just be mindful of that. Our chakra energy, our subconscious chakra energy, is flexibility. And this is the solar plexus chakra. This is where our sensual and, creative energy is held. This is where the energy from our past lives and from our past lives, the trauma and drama from our past lives and this life is held. And so here we're learning to be flexible. We're learning to be flexible with our mind. We're learning to be flexible with our bodies, what we want, what we desire, how we're moving forward, where it is that we need to be. We're also kind of finding this balance and coming out of this almost stasis of self and embracing the movement of our bodies. That's going to be really important. Our subconscious rooted energy is the star. This is Aquarius energy. This is also our dreams and our wishes. And I love that we have the magician, the sun, and the star, a further away sun. And so here, what we have is a sense of passion coming forward, a power of dreams. And what we're going to find during this time is that we get what we need, not necessarily what we want. And so we can think, oh, I have to do it this way, I have to do it that way. And Spirit's saying here, in order to open up the doors that we really want to be opened, we're going to find that we get certain gifts that come our way that might not seem like it's answering what we've crossed our fingers for. But if we open up that door, if we take that step, we find that we've gotten exactly what we need and we're embracing exactly who we are. Now, our subconscious inner self is strength. Now, strength is equivalent here to the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. So there's a sense here of the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. There's this sense here of having to transform and finding that our strength comes through that transformation, comes through standing when we thought we would fall, comes through finding our voice when we would have rather have stayed quiet, comes through us embracing ourselves. And it moves us, and also the world around us. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self, which is the Ace of Swords. And we take this because we have the Queen of Swords here. We don't take it as succinctly as if, the Ace of Swords came in this Nordic deck, Nordic Mysteries deck, or Magic deck. I don't remember. But here we have the gift of the Ace of Swords coming in, and we have it coming in when we have a lot of doubt and fear in our hearts, when we are trying to be everything for everybody else and kind of forgetting the fact that we get to be ourselves first and foremost. As the veil is lifted, as we're seeing things more openly and honestly, but also we're seeing what we want and desire and need more openly and honestly. And now we're cutting through so many lies, so much doubt, so much fear, so much negativity to be able to stand in ourselves. Divinity is giving us a gift of insight, is giving us a gift of knowledge, is giving us a gift of understanding, of power, and of determination. And that is going to be a game changer for us. We're also going to find that our tongue is very sharp, so be mindful of that. We can kind of have these witty remarks that others might find a little bit hurtful, but also are going to be rather well done. So there's going to be that. And then moves us to our subconscious public arena self, which is the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There is a sense here of prosperity. There is a sense here of success. There could even be a sense of meeting somebody who really balances us out. We're the air and they're the earth, and we're going to find that we have this grounding. They have this grounding factor for us. They have this way of rooting us to what we need and what we desire and where it is that we want to be. But we're also going to find that we root ourselves to what we need in our lives, to the passion that guides us forward, to the prosperity that leads us. And it really opens up a door. We have the King and the Queen here, and we're going to find that we're rather blessed during this time. We're also going to be moving on a path that really does open up success to us in a way that we might never have thought we could be successful. Okay. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the prosperity that is us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.